What if the one thing standing between you and everything you've ever wanted was just an idea? A silent script you didn't even know you were following. The illusion that you are separate from your desires. That joy is over there. That love is over there. That peace is waiting on the other side of success. But what if you were never separate at all? What if you're not here to chase your dream, but to remember that you are the dream? Because once you understand how the quantum field really works, everything changes. Part 1. The lie that taught you to chase theme. The origin of the illusion of separation. You were born whole. No checklist, no proof required, no goals to achieve before you could be worthy of love, peace, joy. But almost immediately the world begins whispering something different. You must try harder. You must earn it. You must be better. Before you could even name it, a lie was handed to you, wrapped in lullabies, reinforced by systems, echoed through generations. A lie that says, you are here, and everything you desire is over there. And just like that, the chase begins. Section 1. Where the lie begins. They didn't mean harm. Parents, teachers, society. They thought they were preparing you, teaching you how the world works. They handed you maps with cities labeled success and security. They told you, go there, do well, be good, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be happy. So you did. You obeyed. You excelled. But every milestone you reached felt like just another beginning. You were applauded for striving, not for stillness, not for enoughness, only for more. And so you started running, even before you knew what you were running toward. Section 2. The psychology of striving. Psychologically, this conditioning wires us to associate value with distance. If I don't have it now, I must not deserve it yet. If it's hard to reach, it must be more valuable. If I'm struggling, I must be doing something right. This becomes your baseline, a life lived always just one step away from enough. And here's the cruel irony. The moment you believe that your desires exist separately from you, you begin to create that very separation in your lived reality. Why? Because belief shapes behavior. Behavior shapes vibration, and vibration dictates your experience in the quantum field. Section 3. How the world rewards the illusion. Let's be honest, the modern world rewards the illusion of separation. We cheer on hustle, we glorify burnout, we admire making it from nothing, and yet, we barely pause to ask, from what definition of nothing? When someone says they started with nothing, they usually mean they lacked external resources. But the truth is, we've all started with something far more powerful than any resume or inheritance. We started with being. We started with awareness, with the ability to imagine, to feel, to align. But this is inconvenient for a system that profits from your disconnection. So instead, it keeps feeding you upgrades. More steps, more rules, more external goals to chase, a new house, a better body, a faster car, a more convincing mask, all designed to keep you busy trying to be what you already are. Section 4. The root of yearning. Let's get real. Underneath the chase, beneath the ambitions, the affirmations, the checklists, there's a soft ache, a yearning, not for a thing, but for a state, peace, belonging, wholeness. We think we're craving outcomes, but we're actually longing for alignment. We're trying to come home to ourselves, but through detours, trying to feel peace through productivity, trying to find love through achievement, trying to feel worthy through validation. And none of it works, because the thing you're chasing isn't missing. It's just buried under layers of striving. Section 5. Why chasing doesn't work. Here's the paradox. The more you chase, the more you affirm to the quantum field. I don't have it. And what does the field do? It echoes back. You don't have it, because energy doesn't respond to want. It responds to being. So when your entire life is built on the premise of striving, you create a loop of almost, a constant future-forward projection of happiness that never quite arrives. This is why no amount of external success ever truly satisfies, because the root assumption is flawed. You don't need to become more. You need to remember who you were before the world told you to chase. Section 6. The origin of the illusion, societal conditioning. Let's trace it back. Our education system teaches memorization over intuition. Our work culture teaches performance over presence. Our media teaches lack over love. From every direction, we're told, you'll be whole when, you'll be happy if, you'll be enough after. And we start to internalize it. We start thinking fulfillment is conditional, that love is transactional, that joy is earned, that we must strive to be seen. This is not personal failure, it's mass programming. But the beauty of programming is, you can rewrite it. Section 7. Childhood, the seed of separation. Remember being a child? When you felt something, you expressed it. When you wanted something, you reached for it. But soon, subtle corrections began. Don't cry. Be good. Sit still. Don't ask for too much. Over time, your desires got quieter. You learned to suppress your longings, to replace authenticity with approval. That's the moment the split began. The moment you stopped believing you could just be and started believing you had to become. Section 8. The invisible chase in adult life. Most people live entire lives in quiet pursuit. They move cities, change jobs, buy homes, get promotions. But the question beneath it all remains, will this finally make me feel whole? When the answer doesn't come, we upgrade the chase. We trade old goals for new ones, new diets, new affirmations, new strategies. But the treadmill remains, because we're still acting from the belief that something is missing. And that belief is the real barrier. Not life, not other people, not the economy. Section 9. The science of separation. Even science is catching up. Quantum physics tells us particles don't become real until observed, and the observer, you, directly influences the outcome. This means consciousness is not passive. You're not just witnessing reality, you're shaping it. So if you believe separation, you experience it, not because it's objectively true, but because your frequency makes it so. You are not living in a static universe. You are dancing with an intelligent field that is constantly responding to the music you're playing. Section 10. A new possibility. So what if you stop chasing? What if you stop trying to earn what was already yours? What if instead of proving yourself, you paused, breathed, and remembered that you were always worthy, that the ache was not evidence of lack, but a compass toward alignment, that the very longing you feel is your future self, whispering back through time, I'm already here, just align with me. Section 11. Breaking the spell. Here's the shift. You stop being the seeker and become the signal. You stop looking out there and begin tuning in here. You remember that your desires aren't distant. They're instructions, not from your ego, but from your essence. A call to return, not to strive, but to embody. This is the beginning of real manifestation, not the checklist version, the embodied version, and it starts the moment you stop chasing and start aligning. So now the question becomes, if reality doesn't respond to your effort, but your energy, then how do you shift your frequency? How do you become a match for the life that already belongs to you? That's where we go next, because the field is already listening. The only question is, what are you really broadcasting? Part 2. The field is listening, not judging theme. You don't manifest through willpower. You manifest through resonance. Imagine. There is something all around you, something intelligent, something listening, not with ears but with vibration, not judging, just mirroring. What if life isn't reacting to your actions, but to your alignment? What if the universe isn't ignoring you? It's simply echoing what you are being. In the last chapter, we revealed the lie, that you're separate from your desires, that you must chase to become worthy. But now, let's go deeper, because the truth is, you're not waiting on reality. Reality is waiting on you. Section 1. Redefining the universe. Let's start here. Forget what you've been told about the universe. It's not a vending machine, not a judgmental deity, not a passive observer. It's a field, a sea of vibrating intelligence. What mystics called spirit and what physicists now call the quantum field. It surrounds you, flows through you, and most importantly, it responds to you, but not to your words, not to your effort, to your frequency. Section 2. Your frequency is the message. Here's the part that changes the game. Your life is not shaped by what you want. It's shaped by what you are being. That means your emotions, your state, your embodied energy is the language the field speaks. You may say, I want abundance. I deserve love. I'm ready for success. But if your internal state is radiating fear, doubt, lack, that's the signal the field picks up. The field isn't moral. It's not sentimental. It's neutral, like a mirror. Whatever you radiate, consciously or unconsciously, is reflected back to you as your experience. Section 3. Why affirmations alone don't work. Let's debunk something. Affirmations are beautiful tools, but only when they match your frequency. If you say, I am abundant, while your nervous system is screaming, I'm broke and scared, guess what the field hears? Fear, because the field is not responding to what you're saying. It's picking up on the vibration behind it. Your mind might be speaking hope, but your body is broadcasting doubt. This mismatch confuses the signal. The field doesn't punish, it just reflects. So manifestation doesn't begin with scripting. It begins with regulating, feeling, attuning. Section 4. You are always broadcasting. You're always emitting something, even when you're silent, even when you're unsure, even when you're trying to do the right thing. You're broadcasting a signal. Have you ever walked into a room and just felt the tension, or met someone who made you feel safe even before they spoke? That's not mysticism. That's frequency. You're not just communicating through words, you're communicating through presence, and presence is magnetic. Section 5. The science of resonance. This isn't just philosophy. Resonance is a measurable phenomenon. Two vibrating objects, when in proximity, can start to vibrate in harmony. It's how music works. It's how emotions spread in a room. It's how your internal state influences the external field. The quantum field is like water, still until something disturbs it. Your frequency sends ripples, and those ripples come back as form, circumstances, people. What you are returns to you. Section 6. The misunderstanding of attraction. The law of attraction has been misunderstood. You don't attract with your wants, you attract with your embodiment. Wanting something intensely, while rooted in lack, doesn't magnetize it. It pushes it further away, because want in its raw form is a declaration, I don't yet have it, and the field responds, okay, you don't. To truly attract, you must match the feeling of already having it. Not through fantasy, but through alignment. You become the frequency of the thing, and the field organizes itself around that truth. Section 7. The mirror principle. Imagine standing in front of a mirror. You can't beg it to smile first. You must smile first, and then it reflects. This is the principle of the quantum field. It's not waiting to be persuaded. It's waiting for your signal. So many of us live trying to manipulate the mirror. We cry, plead, struggle, but all we're doing is reinforcing the belief that we're separate, that we must earn joy, that we must prove our worth. But when you shift your being from effort to embodiment, the mirror doesn't resist, it simply reflects. Section 8. Emotions are frequency. Let's make this tangible. Each emotion you feel has a measurable vibration. Joy hums high. Gratitude vibrates like a clear bell. Shame sinks. Fear crackles like static. These aren't metaphors. They're frequencies. When you feel something consistently, it becomes your dominant broadcast, and the field echoes it through events, people, outcomes. So you're not being punished, you're being mirrored. And that mirror is a gift, a feedback loop inviting you to shift your inner state. Section 9. Conscious versus unconscious frequency. Most of your signal isn't what you think, it's what you feel consistently, often below the surface. You might consciously desire love, but unconsciously believe you're unworthy. You might want abundance, but still carry ancestral guilt around having more. This is why some people do all the right things and still feel stuck, because the field doesn't respond to appearances. It responds to coherence, and coherence means your conscious desire and unconscious state are in alignment. That's when manifestation becomes effortless, because there's no inner contradiction. Section 10. You are the tuning fork. Here's the key metaphor. You are the tuning fork. The field is the orchestra. The more clearly you vibrate, the more life harmonizes with you. This is not about perfection. It's about awareness. You're not here to fix your emotions. You're here to feel them. Then choose from alignment. Every time you regulate your nervous system, reframe a belief, or embody a higher emotion, you're retuning your frequency. And the field, it listens. Every time. Section 11. The field responds in form, not always in time now. Let's talk about the gap. That space between tuning your frequency and seeing external results. This space is not a void, it's a buffer. The field may respond instantly in energy, but matter takes time to reconfigure. So don't mistake silence for absence. If you've shifted your frequency, life is already responding, just not always in the timeline your mind demands. Trust the signal you sent. Let it echo. It's already forming. You're already aligning. So here's the shift. You are not a passive observer. You are not a victim of chance. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. You are a participant, a collaborator, a frequency in motion. When you understand that the field is always listening, always mirroring, you stop chasing. You start curating. You start choosing. You start becoming. Next, part 3, feeling is the frequency. You've discovered that the field doesn't respond to effort. It responds to vibration. But what exactly determines that vibration? In part 3, we go deeper. The emotional signatures that create your reality. How to stop blocking the signal with doubt. Why feeling is the secret language of manifestation. This is where the shift becomes real. Are you ready? Part 3. Feeling is the frequency. Theme. Emotion is not a side effect, it's the signal. Two people, same path, same external world, but their lives unfold completely differently. Why? Because while their actions look the same, their frequencies are entirely different. One walks in fear, one moves in faith, one thinks someday, the other feels now. This is the hidden engine of reality, the one most people never see. And today, we bring it to the surface. Section 1. Why feeling is the missing link. Let's tell the truth. Most people who try to manifest get stuck. They read the books, they write the affirmations, they visualize the dream. But deep down, nothing changes. Why? Because they skip the most powerful step. Feeling. We've been taught manifestation is a mind game, but the mind is not the command center. The body is. The nervous system, the emotional baseline, the vibration behind your thoughts. This is the real language of creation. This is the frequency the field listens to. Section 2. Emotions are the language of the field. In the quantum field, words don't matter. Neither do vision boards, nor how perfectly you recite a mantra. What matters is the emotion underneath it all. Why? Because emotion carries charge. It vibrates. It moves energy. Emotion is what gives intention its power. Without feeling, intention is like software without electricity. Pretty, but inert. But when you charge that intention with emotion, suddenly the program runs. Suddenly the field responds. Section 3. The emotional frequency spectrum. Let's visualize this. Every emotion has a frequency. Shame sits at the very bottom. Guilt and fear sit just above it. Anger rises higher. Courage becomes the turning point. Gratitude, love, and joy, they're at the top. Pure coherence. Now imagine your body as a transmitter, whichever frequency you dwell in most often. That's the message you're sending to the quantum field. And that message is shaping your external life, not as a metaphor, as an energetic law. Section 4. Why thinking without feeling fails. We live in a culture obsessed with mindset. Think positive. Change your thoughts, change your life. Manifest your dream life by visualizing it daily. But here's the truth. Your body speaks louder than your mind. You can think, I am wealthy 1,000 times. But if your body still flinches when you check your bank account, that's the frequency the field is responding to. You can think, I am loved, but if you feel unworthy, you're broadcasting lack. This is why thinking alone isn't enough, because the field doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are being, and being is a felt experience. Section 5. The body as a tuning fork. Your body is the antenna, the tuning fork, the broadcast tower, and every single day it's transmitting a signal. The tightness in your chest? That's a frequency. The grounded stillness in your breath? That's a frequency. The joy you feel when no one is watching? That's a frequency. Most people think manifestation is about doing, but at its core, it's about attuning. Because when your nervous system is aligned with your desires, the field has no choice but to reflect them. Not eventually. Energetically, immediately. Section 6. Feeling as if. The key to collapsing time. Here's the secret. If you can feel the emotion of your desired outcome, now you collapse the timeline between you and it. Because the field doesn't operate on chronological time, it operates on energetic congruence. So the question is not when will it happen? The question is, can I feel it now? Feel the joy now. Feel the abundance now. Feel the love now. And in that feeling, you create resonance. You tune yourself to the version of you that already has it, and the field begins to rearrange reality around that frequency. Section 7. How to practice emotional frequency daily. So how do you shift your emotional baseline? Here's how. Start your day by feeling first. Before your to-do list, before your scroll, tune your body, breathe, feel the frequency of the life you're calling in. Use emotional anchors, music, movement, memories, anything that helps you embody the emotion of your future self. Check in often, not with your calendar, with your state. Ask, what am I broadcasting right now? Feel without attachment. You're not feeling to force a result. You're feeling to align with the version of you that already lives it, because that version isn't far away. She's not someday, she's now. Section 8. Feeling isn't pretending, it's remembering. Some people fear this sounds like pretending, like faking it. But feeling is not pretending, it's remembering. You're not inventing a new reality. You're remembering one that already exists in the field of potential. You're not lying to yourself. You're liberating yourself from the limits of logic. Your mind may resist, but your body knows. Your soul knows. This is not about delusion. It's about rehearsing the vibration of the truth you were born to live. Section 9. Emotional sobriety. Choosing without suppressing. Now here's the nuance. This isn't about bypassing real emotion. It's not about pretending you're happy when you're hurting. It's about emotional sobriety. Feeling what's real, letting it move, and then choosing again. This is emotional fluency. Feel without clinging, release without shame, return without force. That's how you become a clear channel. That's how your signal becomes clean. And that's when the field responds with precision. Section 10. The quantum truth about emotion. Here's the ultimate truth. You don't need to make things happen. You need to become the version of you that they naturally happen to. That version already exists. In the field, as frequency, as possibility, and your portal to it? Emotion. The field isn't waiting for the perfect plan. It's waiting for a clean signal. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align, you stop sending mixed messages, and the field stops sending mixed results. Section 11. Ending. Part 3. You are the frequency. So the question is not, what do I need to do next? It's, what do I need to feel now? Not to get there, but to remember that you already are there. Not to perform for the universe, but to harmonize with it. Because you are not just tuning into a frequency, you are the frequency. And when your being becomes the broadcast, Reality becomes the response. Next, part 4. Embodiment over effort. You felt it. Now, how do you live it? In part 4, we explore how action from misalignment sabotages your signal, why embodiment, not hustle, shapes reality, daily practices that magnetize the life you're tuning into. The quantum field doesn't need you to try harder. It needs you to become clearer. And that's where we're going next. Are you ready to move from frequency to embodiment? Part 4. Embodiment over effort theme. You don't manifest by proving, you manifest by becoming. There comes a moment when understanding is no longer enough, when affirmations feel empty, when visualizations fade, when you've read the books, watched the videos, spoken the mantras, but your life still feels like it's waiting to begin. And that moment is not a failure. It's a threshold. It's the moment where you stop learning about change and start becoming it. Because the quantum field isn't responding to your intentions. It's responding to your identity. Not what you say, not what you hope, but what you live. This is the bridge from thought to form. This is the power of embodiment. Section 1. Understanding isn't the finish line. Let's be honest, you've heard it all before. Feel the vibration. Raise your frequency. Align with your desires. You understand the law. You grasp the theory. You even believe in it. But still, something feels stuck, blocked, unmoved. That's because knowledge is only the beginning. Integration is the transformation. Embodiment is the portal. You don't become magnetic by knowing what to do. You become magnetic by being who already does it. Section 2. The illusion of more effort. We're conditioned to believe more effort equals better results. Push harder. Wake up earlier. Grind through it. Make it happen. But in the quantum field, more effort often equals more resistance. Because effort says, it's not here yet. I must force it. And the field echoes back that vibration of lack. You can't hustle your way into a frequency. You have to settle into it, own it, wear it like skin. Because the universe doesn't respond to how much you push. It responds to how deeply you've arrived. Section 3. What is embodiment? Embodiment is not a performance. It's not pretending. It's not acting as if. It's a felt knowing in the body, a cellular recognition of truth. It's when who you're becoming is no longer an aspiration, but a state you inhabit now. Embodiment says, this is who I am now. And not because of external proof, but because of internal certainty. You shift from trying to convince reality to becoming the vibration it mirrors back. This is not about faking confidence. It's about becoming coherent. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align, you emit a clean, powerful frequency, and reality begins to shape itself around that signal. Section 4. The subtle power of identity shifts. The quantum field responds most to identity. It doesn't ask what you want. It asks, who are you being? You want abundance? Be someone who trusts money flows? You want love? Be someone who treats themselves with reverence. You want freedom? Be someone who moves like they are already free. You don't have to fake it. You have to feel into it. You don't have to prove it. You have to practice it, not to get there, but to remember you already are. Section 5. The nervous system is the gateway. This is not just mindset. This is embodied physiology. Your nervous system doesn't respond to your dreams. It responds to your baseline. If your body is still wired for fear, it will reject abundance, even when it arrives. If your system is tuned for disappointment, you'll sabotage love, even when it knocks. Embodiment requires safety in the body. You must teach your system that it's safe to receive, safe to be seen, safe to relax into having. This is why self-regulation is not just healing. It's manifestation. Because when your body becomes a safe place for your desires, they have room to land. Section 6. Aligned action versus misaligned hustle. Not all action is equal. There's effort rooted in fear and action born from alignment. One says, I'm scared if I don't do this, it won't happen. The other says, I do this because I know it's already mine. Aligned action feels different. It's not passive, it's precise. It's the gentle nudge to email that person. It's the clarity to say no to the wrong opportunity. It's the courage to speak like your future self. These are not random steps. They are quantum keys. Every aligned action reinforces the identity of the version of you who already has it. And the field? It listens, it responds. Section 7. Daily embodiment practices. So how do you embody the version of you that already has it? Here are daily embodiment anchors. Dress like the version of you you're becoming, not to impress, but to express. Speak from that frequency. How does your future self talk about challenges, about love, about money? Move with intention. Your walk is a transmission. Your posture is a statement. Design your environment to match your frequency. Your space, your music, your rituals, all reinforce identity. Create from overflow, not obligation. What would you build if you already had everything? Because when your actions match your inner knowing, you become a magnet. You're not performing, you're calibrating. Section 8. Letting go of contradictory behaviors. Embodiment also requires releasing contradiction. You can't embody abundance while clinging to scarcity habits. You can't embody self-worth while saying yes to disrespect. You can't embody peace while feeding drama. This isn't about shame, it's about clarity. Every contradictory behavior dilutes your frequency. It scrambles the signal, and the field doesn't judge. It just reflects the mixed message. So take inventory. Ask, what am I still doing that contradicts who I say I am becoming? Then release it. Not to prove anything, but to make space for coherence. Section 9. Being the embodied signal. When you embody your future self now, you stop waiting. You start living as if it's already done, and not as an act, as a choice, a remembrance. You begin to speak differently. You make decisions faster. You tolerate less noise. You protect your energy, not because you're better, but because you're aligned. And from that state, you no longer attract by force. You draw reality in through coherence. You stop signaling need. You start broadcasting embodiment, and the universe shifts accordingly. Section 10. Integration is the real magic. Here's what no one tells you. Consistency creates coherence. Not dramatic gestures, not big wins, but small, repeated acts of embodiment. Choosing presence over panic. Responding with grace instead of fear. Acting like you already belong. In the life you dream of. This is how the field gets the message. This is who I am now. And from that place, reality doesn't just respond. It begins to mold itself around your vibration. Because you've stopped being a seeker and started being a signal. Section 11. Ending, Part 4. Walking as if. So let me ask you, if you already had the love, the success, the freedom, how would you move? How would you speak? How would you walk? What would you tolerate? What would you celebrate? What would you release? Now start from there. Even in small ways. Even in quiet ways. Especially when no one's watching. Because that's when the field is watching most. And when you begin to live not for the dream, but from it, you collapse the distance. You become the bridge. You become the field. Next. Part 5. You are the field. You've dissolved the illusion. You've shifted your frequency. You've embodied the identity. Now comes the final step. In Part 5, we explore what it truly means to become the field, how to stop asking and start being, why your presence is the creation. This is not the end. It's the arrival. Are you ready to remember? Part 5. You are the field theme. You are not in the field. You are the field. You've spent your life searching for peace, for love, for answers. You've walked through chapters of effort, of longing, of becoming. But now something stirs deeper, something ancient, something familiar. It's the quiet realization. You were never separate. You are the field. This is not a metaphor. It's the most intimate truth you'll ever remember. Let's begin. Section 1. The final collapse of separation. Everything you were taught told you this. You are here, and life is out there. You are the observer. Life is what happens to you. But what if that was the final illusion? The quantum field doesn't operate through cause and effect. It operates through coherence. And the most powerful realization isn't that you can influence the field, it's that you are the field, not an intruder in the universe, not a passenger, but a localized expression of the entire fabric of reality, not separate from it, made of it. Section 2. The field moves through you. Think of the field not as something out there, but something moving through you, as you, because it is. Your thoughts, instructions, your emotions, currents of energy. Your body, a tuning fork made of stars. The field isn't something you reach with effort. It's something you access with awareness. Every time you become present, every time you feel coherence, every time you speak, move, choose from alignment. You're not bending the field, you're becoming it. And from that place, reality becomes fluid. Not because you forced it, because you merged with it. Section 3. The field is not other. Let's dissolve the last illusion. The field is not something outside of you. It's not mystical, foreign, unreachable. It's not a genie or a test or a trick. It is the substrate of everything. Your breath, field. Your joy, field. The desk in front of you, field in dense form. And your consciousness, the field, aware of itself. This is what ancient mystics meant when they said, I and the Father are one. Tatvamasi, that thou art. You are not a drop in the ocean, you are the ocean, pretending to be a drop. Section 4. You've been creating all along. You've never been disconnected. You've just been unaware. Every moment you've been creating through thought, through feeling, through frequency. You weren't taught this, so you defaulted to effort, to seeking, to control. But now, you see the pattern. The things that stayed in your life matched your internal state. The things that vanished were no longer in resonance. The field never stopped responding. You simply stopped noticing. And now that you do, you become deliberate. You become powerful. You become creator. Section 5. The world reflects who you are. Being life is not responding to what you want. It's responding to who you are. Not in a moral way, in a vibrational way. If you are being peace, life becomes quieter. If you are being wholeness, the fragmented pieces fall into place. If you are being gratitude, you become a magnet for miracles. This is not magical thinking. It's magnetic alignment. You don't ask the world to change. You change your broadcast, and the field echoes back what you've become. Section 6. You are not separate from your desires. Here's the beautiful paradox. Your desires feel like future things, but they are actually memories, not fantasies, but frequencies that already exist in the field. You feel the pull because some part of you has already lived them. That desire you hold, it's not a request, it's a signal. It's your future self saying, come home. I'm already here. You're not creating something from nothing. You're aligning with something that always was. And in that remembrance, you collapse time. Section 7. The end of begging. So many live their lives begging the universe, praying from lack, manifesting from fear. But the field doesn't need your pleading, it needs your presence. You don't have to prove. You don't have to strive. You simply have to become the resonance of what you know to be true. And once you stop chasing, once you start being, once you embody the frequency fully, the asking ends, the receiving begins. You don't become worthy. You remember you always were. Section 8. Mastery over reaction. To be the field is to shift from reaction to creation. The world will offer you contrast, triggers, doubt, delay. But embodiment doesn't mean perfection. It means presence. You become the one who responds from alignment, not reacts from habit. And in that shift, you change your timeline. You stop being the echo of old programming and start becoming the signal of new reality. This is mastery. This is power. This is the quantum life. Section 9. There are no walls. You were told there are limits, that some doors won't open, that some dreams are too big. But here's the truth. There are no walls. There are only frequencies you haven't aligned with yet. Once you embody the version of you who already lives the reality, the wall disappears. The delay dissolves. Because the field doesn't build barriers, only mirrors. You're not blocked. You're just vibrating at a level where that version isn't visible yet. Change your frequency, and the landscape shifts. Section 10. You are the point of origin. Here's the final secret. You are not responding to life. Life is responding to you. You are the broadcast tower. You are the author. You are the original signal. So if you want different results, don't chase new outcomes. Become a new origin. The moment you shift your baseline, everything shifts with it, and not someday. Now, because the field doesn't delay, it mirrors. Section 11. Ending, Part 5. Arrival. You've spent this journey dissolving illusions. You've remembered your wholeness, reclaimed your frequency, embraced your embodiment, and now at last, you stop seeking the field. Because you remember, you are the field. You are not a fragment of creation. You are creation itself, moving, breathing, choosing, being. This is the arrival, not to a destination, but to your origin. Final CTA, come home to your frequency. If this journey awakens something inside you, a stillness, a knowing, a soft sense of coming home, stay connected. Subscribe not for more information, but for deeper integration, because this work isn't about adding more. It's about becoming less distracted from what you already are. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not separate. You are the field. And now you remember.